Hello, and welcome to Grug Gaming. And welcome back to our Let's Play of World of Warcraft Classic. Folks, we have played a lot of World of Warcraft. Oh, and look, we got some dragon heads to look at. We have played a lot of World of Warcraft. We're here in Orgrimmar, just kind of looking around. This guy's stopping here to take a look. Leave me alone, skeleton man. I want nothing to do with you. Ooh, there's an Argent Gong guy here. I'm pulling this in here because we're level 41. I've ground out from level 40 to level 41. And that took a lot of time. We need to put this in perspective. That as of right now, to get to level 40, it has taken me 124 hours. Almost 125 hours. To get here. So, and it's only taking longer to hit each level. I think we are going to have to say that we have accomplished a lot in World of Warcraft. And we have gotten as far as I want to get right now. To get to level 60, I'm guessing is probably like another 60 hours of gameplay, maybe. Maybe it's not that many. Maybe it's like another 40 hours of gameplay. That's a lot. And it's stretching me real thin. So we're going to just spend this episode talking about World of Warcraft, what we've enjoyed, what we haven't enjoyed, and kind of say goodbye for now to Grugtar here in Classic. The impetus for this in real life is that I have got a different thing that I want to get recorded. And I just don't have the free time to record any more WoW. It's taking so much time. So let's talk about our character, Grug. So Grug, we started out as a level 1 warlock. And when we started, we were way back here. Well, not too far away. We were down in Durotar, back here at the Valley of Trials, right? That's where we started. And right now we're up here in Orgrimmar. So we started Grug. We started out as a warlock because as a warlock, we can solo fairly well. So we have the ability to summon forth our pets. And what have we got so far? We've got our Voidwalker. We've got our Fell Hunter. We've got our Succubus. We've got our Imp. We've got our male Succubus, the Incubus. And we can subjugate other demons. We're just going to get on a Wind Rider and head somewhere and do some killing while we're talking. So we started out, and we began our journey wandering through the world of Warcraft, the world of Azeroth. Here are we in Kalimdor? Is that where we're at? Yeah, Kalimdor. And then there's the Eastern Kingdoms, which we've been to a little bit, but not much. So we kind of adventured around a lot of Kalimdor. We went to all kinds of places. Let's go somewhere cool. Let's go. Where can we go have some fun? Where can we go that's close? Let's go here. It's kind of close. So, we began our adventure. We went from Durotar up to here. We went into the Barrens. We adventured in the Barrens for a while. We went to the Stone Talon Mountains. We went down to Shadowprey. What is this? Desolus, right? We went down into Desolus. We spent some time over in the Eastern Kingdoms adventuring in the Terran Mill. I'm not sure where we adventured over here. Something about this area. This is where we went to go do... we had to go to the wetlands for some reason, if I remember correctly. But the big thing up here, I think it's in Terran Mill. Is this it? No, it might be Hillsbrad. Or South Shore. Somewhere over here is a place that I have killed many, many a mob. And this is how you can tell. Oh, maybe it was in... over here? No. There's a place somewhere over here that I have killed a massive amount of mobs in order to gather up what are we like elemental earths, which is kind of what we did to fund ourselves. 47. Yeah, we can't be here. This is too high a level. We can go to Ashenvale. Let's go to Ashenvale and head north a bit. So I spent a lot of time over here killing some type of thing. I know my brain, it's been a couple days. Well, it's been a while since I played WoW, in reality. But over here, there's a place where there's a bunch of it's where Dalaran is, and there's like a big bubble around it. And in front of Dalaran is a place where you can kill earth elementals and get elementals of earth. That's how we've kind of funded ourselves as a character. It's where we got pretty much all of our gold. So in our time as an adventurer as a warlock, I'll tell you what I have really liked. And that has been our survivability has been pretty much awesome. I would say, in my experience as a WoW player, I would say our solo survivability has been equal to a hunter. Now, the reason I say equal to a hunter is because I'm a bad player. So, what would make our survivability even better, things like our soulstone, our health stones, items like that. I am, as a bad player, forget to use all the utilities that we have, and so we end up dying a lot of times because I'm just not paying attention or doing something wrong. Did I ever go up in this area? This goes to Azura. Let's go up near Fellwood. We've never been there. Let's get our horsey out. We'll head towards Fellwood while we talk. So, because of that, we die a lot of times to my bad play. But from a survivability standpoint, having the Voidwalker, having the pets to keep aggro off of us and allow us to kill all kinds of mobs has been great. The ability to use fear to fight. We fought several mobs that I don't know I'd be able to take on with any other class by using fear to just make them run away. And then we would, put a bunch of dots on them and then fear them away. That was great. It was amazing to do. Like, when I think about other classes I played, especially somebody who mained a warrior forever and ever and ever, just the survivability of this character has been great. I've really enjoyed that survivability, that solo play. What I haven't liked, and this is maybe more of a classic WoW thing. This is maybe more of a playing solo as opposed to being in a big guild. Is that there are certain things we haven't been able to do. It's 100% a guild thing. We haven't done a lot of dungeon content. We haven't been able to do a lot of multiplayer content because we're not in a guild. And you forget, coming back to World of Warcraft Classic, just how much retail has made the game something that you can play as a solo player and enjoy, and easily jump into the multiplayer social parts of the game when you want to. And personally, I don't think that it would be a negative thing for World of Warcraft Classic to put in the real dungeon finder, not just the looking for group, but the real dungeon finder functionality from retail. Now, in that dungeon finder functionality, if they just kept it to the single server, it would still allow you to have that sense of community, which is the thing people complain about, right? That you can play Dungeon Finder and retail, and you're all these different servers mashed together, so it doesn't really matter. No one cares. People just need everything, and it's not a great experience, right? But if it was only on your server, and if you could easily blackball is not the word I'm looking for, but block players that you have a bad experience with. If you're somebody who is an awful person and wants to go in and need everything in a dungeon and be a bad player and go AFK, well, then you'll find yourself blocked from grouping with people, because you'll just eventually, if it's only on the server, you'll find that people don't want to play with you. And it's not like the populations are huge. I mean, look at this. In Ashenvale, hold on. Well, I'll have to fix that in post. 13 minutes in. I got to write down a note. Edit out 13 minutes in. I really wish that it wouldn't show real ID names when you click on the friends list. So again, let's look at the who list, right? So let's look orc-wise. $50 is probably the max this'll list. But let's look at orcs, right? Like, look at these levels. I'm in here somewhere, right? I should be right here. I was trying to think if I could get this to show. There we go. Oh, this is by zone. Will this only show up to 50 people? There's got to be more than 50 people on this server right now. There's got to be more than 50 people online. Because I don't show up. Maybe you don't show up in the list. Maybe you don't show up in the list. But it's not like there's a ton. Like, in a zone, Orgrimmar, there's a level 1. Orgrimmar, there's one level 1. Then a level 11, 13, 13, 14, 14, a 15, a 16, a 17, a 20, a 25, a 26. I mean, there ain't a lot of people at these low levels right now. It's not even crazy time. It's 8:39 my local time. And then there's a bunch of 60s, right? But it's not like the population is exploding. It's not big enough for you to hide in if you're somebody of... Really? Is every place just too high level for us up here? This is all level 47 stuff. We can't be here. What a bad transition. From 20s to 40s? That's crazy.
I'm out of range.
It just feels like they could allow you to have the
I don't have a target.
like they could allow you to have the looking for group, the dungeon finder functionality trimmed down. And it would make it so if you're a player like me, we could go into here. Oh, there are no groups playing right now. Hold on. Maybe I just don't have this listed. There we go. So, like, if we look, like, these are the people currently looking for groups. Right? In my level range. Okay, yeah, see, the level display must be off. The thing we just looked at. But this isn't a lot. This is not some massive number of players. This is enough for 1, 2, 3, like 4 dungeon groups. Right? Like, just let them get teleported to where the dungeon is so they can go play. That'd be way better. There hasn't been a lot else that I've really disliked in Classic. Like, the slow leveling has been fun. It's what we expected. It's why we played. I've had a lot of fun, you know, going back and seeing content that I had seen before, and it's kind of very nostalgic to play through it. You know, running through the Barrens, running through and running through places I had seen some quests that I hadn't seen in the past. Pretty fun. It was fun to go back and do a bunch of quests that I hadn't seen in a long time. But also, it suffers from that original World of Warcraft problem of being out-leveled content and not getting to see entire zones. So, there have been plenty of areas where we went through. I mean, just think of the Southern Barrens, right? Like, we didn't do all the quests in the Southern Barrens. We didn't do all the quests in a lot of places because we out-leveled them. And there was no reason for us to keep questing there. So we just moved on. So, I mean, something in retail, which I'm kind of split on, is the whole, like, the world levels to you. Like, that would be neat if you could choose to have that happen. Like, if you could say, I want the world... I don't know how you would do that. Like, if there was some kind of mix where you had... So, like, once you out-leveled an area, like, these guys are level 20, right? Like, if you could press a button and have the old area maybe scale up to you, so that way you can't use it to power game yourself way up. Not that really matters that much. That maybe you could push a button to level things up to you for old content so you could keep doing the quests. I mean, even if the quests didn't give you more rewards, but you got the rewards for doing the, killing the mobs in the area. That might be a way to do. And then that way you can turn it off if you just want to go grind low-level mobs for some kind of, material or something else. But then have it not affect mobs that are your level or higher, so that it doesn't make it so that you can walk into, for example, like a level 48 zone, an area where the monsters are 47, 48. It doesn't bump them down. It still keeps that danger up there for mobs that out-level you. I think something along those lines would be what I would prefer to see. Just to let you complete more content and stay in those level restrictions. I know I'm rambling at this point, but I kind of just want to put these thoughts out there. Having mitigated some of the problems, like bag space by being a tailor, having gone through, I don't remember any of my keybinds because it's been so long since I played. Having known that we could do tailoring to get backpacks, hey, here's these backpacks. I think I bought these, though. These are ones I bought off the auction house. Knowing how to go grind out gold has offset a lot of problems for us. But again, we've wasted a lot. I wouldn't say wasted, but I spent a lot of time working on my skills. I mean, we have tailoring at a point where we can make like these shoulder pads that Grug's currently wearing. I would say out of the 120 hours or so that we've put into the game, I would bet you that a good... I don't know. It's hard to say for sure, but I'd bet you that a good 40 hours of that, at least, is probably grinding money and materials for professions. A completely optional thing. I mean, I probably could have leveled more efficiently. But I don't know that I would have enjoyed it as much if I was just grinding out levels, because that's not what I'm really that interested in. But we've had a lot of fun playing World of Warcraft Classic, and I hope you've enjoyed it. I know I'm rambling a lot. I mean, hopefully maybe if you've never played World of Warcraft, maybe this got you to think, hey, I can play that game. It's not that hard a game. It is so simple. Even if you don't play an easy mode class like the Warlock, it is not a difficult game to play. It is something that anyone can get into, learn the basics of, have a good time. There is so much content here. I mean, we only scraped the surface of it in the 120 hours that I played. There's so much more game here to see and play. It's amazing. And just the idea that this is here, sitting here anytime you want to come to it, is pretty great. And not only do you have, of course, the classic game that we've been playing, but you've got the whole retail side with all those expansions. That huge number of expansions out there that are just ready to go, full of content. I'll tell you, and there are expansions that have a lot of really neat things in them. So, I'll tell you one. There's a lot of people that did say they didn't like it, but Warlords of Draenor, I thought that was a great expansion. And the fact that it added in a little like Farmville build your own base component, where you built up a little base and over time you over time you got little rewards from it. It was great. I liked that expansion quite a bit. So there's a lot of content out there, and I hope that in watching me play, you've maybe said to yourself, hey, at least maybe I'll try it out. But even not, maybe now you know what World of Warcraft is. Maybe you never saw it. Maybe you never thought about playing it. MMOs are just not for you, and they're not for everybody. Not everybody has to like MMOs. But at least you know what's going on. Again, I recommend trying it out. I think you can play for free. I think you can play like the first 10 levels of the game or something like that without paying a subscription. You know, they'll hook you as good as they can. The first taste is free and all that. But maybe try it out. It's a great way to waste time if you haven't got anything else to do and you just want something to like occupy your hands. And maybe you'll make some friends and have a great time. But folks, oh, that's just a reflection. Thought that was a skeleton. But folks, that's why I've enjoyed it quite a bit. It's been fun to play. I am just rambling, I tell you what. But let's talk about why. Why are we not going to invest the continued number of hours that we would need to invest to get to 60? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Over the past couple months, I have had a feeling, an inclination, a need to go back and work on the Great Project. And if you're not familiar with the Great Project, there is a game that I have played many, many hours of here on the channel. It is a game of a long-running story that we have seen play out over time and space, where we have watched somebody go to an ancient land and fly space shuttles, travel through time and destroy evil crystals, travel through time again to fight demons on an Isle of Ages, including their evil sorceress queen. A story in which a hero and his companions had to travel to an island protected by a giant serpent and destroy an evil machine, demon, that was plaguing the land, who then had to travel on, improve themselves.
It's too far away.
As a being of righteousness, so that they could view the Codex and learn the value of its wisdom. Somebody who then saw these values twisted by evil creatures twisting the mind of a ruler, Lord Blackthorn, and causing the most extreme versions of the virtues to be used to punish the people of the land, who then found that in all their time of trying to bring this religion of virtues to the people, that another group of people were almost wholly destroyed as we stole their most holy scripture and crushed the underground world in which they lived. And because of that, the gargoyles called us the false prophet. We then had to come back because we found out we were challenged by an evil entity called the Guardian, who was going to corrupt and destroy our beloved place in Britannia through the actions of his minions, who, after we thwarted them, we then had to follow them into an entirely different world, a world of refugees who had disagreed with the way things were being ruled and had left Britannia to head to the Serpent Isle. And when we got there, we found that the Guardian's evil minions were again trying to destroy the world. And only through our actions to bring balance to the serpents of order and chaos, and the heroic sacrifice that one of our companions took, were we able to save Britannia and the rest of the universe. And at the end of that, the Guardian reached forward and snagged the Avatar and threatened to take him to a new world. The world of Pagan. And I've decided that I really want to start recording Ultima 8 Pagan. And in fact, I've already begun. Now, in the background, after we finish this episode up, if you're watching this in the future, you're watching just the recordings. Awesome. I'm glad you got here. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm going to update the name of this episode to say final, so you know. All the other videos maybe will be up and you'll be able to jump right in. But if you're in the now, if you've been watching these World of Warcraft episodes, what I thank you for, know that there are going to be a little bit of filler content's going to come up that I've recorded. I've recorded, it's like 28 or 29 episodes of Cities Skylines, which I'm going to use as a buffer for myself so that I can get Ultima 8 recorded and up on the channel. That's the current goal. And unfortunately, to make this happen, I cannot just continue to play World of Warcraft for another 100 hours to get us to level 60. It just can't be. So that, folks, is why this is going to be, for now, our final episode of World of Warcraft. Let's kill this tree monster right here. So we've had fun. We've played a warlock. I've rambled on and on. We've seen a lot of great adventures. And it's going to be time for us to say goodbye to the World of Warcraft so that we can go on to other grand adventures. So I hope you've enjoyed your time with World of Warcraft. I hope you've enjoyed our time with World of Warcraft. But that's where we're going to end Grug's adventures. We're here in Ashen Vale, here among the beautiful trees. I'm going to say thanks for watching. Please tell your friends. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, we hope to see you soon.